Hello fellow fire starters, my name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be looking at how to use Flareon. Now, Flareon is not only one of the first fire types to actually be introduced, but it is also one of the first evolutions to actually ever be created. So, looking at Flareon, we see we got the pure fire typing, meaning we are going to be getting that weakness to water, ground, rock, and that's going to be pretty bad with what's the current meta. That a lot of Tyrannotars exist right now, and a lot of Greninjas are also running around. But we do get that resistance to a lot of stuff. That we get the resistance / immunity to fire, we get the resistance to grass and ice, we get the resistance to bug, and we also get the resistance to steel and fairy. So one of the most resilient types in the game, we actually get a resistance to, and one of the most hated types in the game, we get a resistance to. We got Flareon's ability, we see we actually have Flash Fire, which is basically when you're hit by a damaging fire type move, then the power of your fire type moves will basically get increased. And I believe it does work for Will-O-Wisp. I'm not sure about that. Yes, it works for Will-O-Wisp, but Will-O-Wisp will actually get the effect canceled out. And Flash Fire also does give you that immunity to fire, that you won't actually take any damage from a fire attack, and you'll get that free boost. So, if any of you have ever fought a Heatran, then you know how that works out very well. And then it has the hidden ability of Guts. Now, I believe all of the evolutions from the original 3, except for Vaporeon, had a stat like this. So basically with Flareon, it gets Guts, Jolteon gets Quick Feet, but I believe Vaporeon's is Hydration. So basically what Guts does is the attack is increased by 50% when the Pokemon is induced with a status, so basically stuff like Burn, Paralyze, Sleep, Poison, and Freeze, but Burn's effect of attack lowering isn't actually applied. Now, we can't actually burn a Flareon, because of course it's a fire type, you can't really burn it, but we can poison it, and that's actually a strategy that people use a lot. So looking at Flareon's stats, we see it actually has a base total of 525, just like all the other evolutions, which is actually interesting, because that's stronger than a Dragalge, and I just recorded a video on Dragalge. So when we look at the stats, we see we got a base 65 in the HP, 130 in the attack, which means we are going to be getting a decent bit of physical coverage. That Flareon is going to be doing a lot to any Pokemon that does not want to take a physical hit, like Ferrothorn, Greninja, all that stuff. It is not going to be wanting to take a physical hit from Flareon, because, good God, Flareon has amazing attack. Now we've got 60 in the defense, 95 in the special attack, a whopping 110 in special defense, which actually complements Flareon very well, and then 65 in the speed. So right away we see Flareon, decent bit of potential behind it. So the first set we have is actually a Choice Scarf Flareon set. So with this set, we've got the Choice Scarf with Flash Fire, we've got Flare Blitz, Iron Tail, and Superpower with the maxed out attack and speed, with the Jolly Nature, and the 4 EVs thrown into special defense. So with this set, we've got a good amount of physical coverage. That we've got Flare Blitz, massive fire attacking move, does a huge amount of damage, but it has the 33% recoil. Not something I particularly like, although with the high damage, it is worth it sometimes. That with 130 in your base attack and a good physical attacking move like Flare Blitz, you're going to be doing a massive amount of damage. So recoil, not really going to matter that much unless you're seeing something that you're going to get super effectively hit by. Then we have Iron Tail for coverage against ground types and rock types. That Steel does a good amount of damage to rock types, doesn't really hurt ground, but it can be good against stuff like ground and rock types, like I believe Onix is a rock and ground type. Then we have Superpower there just as a counter. That Superpower is a good fighting move, so Flareon can use it to counter stuff that it can't really take out with a Flare Blitz or an Iron Tail. The maxed out attack and speed, we're going to be doing a decent bit of damage. So with 359 in the attack, we're actually stronger with our base stats than a Greninja. That with a Greninja, its base stats without a nature can only hit 305, but with a nature, they only hit 333. With a Flareon, we're already beating that, and we don't even have a nature invested into it. So we're already stronger than a Greninja in terms of actual raw damage. And with our speed, we're actually going to be hitting the 251s, meaning with the Choice Scarf bonus, we're actually going to be getting into the 376 or 377. Well, not 377, but into the 376 at the most. So we aren't going to be outspeeding stuff that we don't want to see, like a Greninja, a Greninja with 377 as a base speed. It's going to be outspeeding us almost all the time, but with our high special defense, we're not really going to be too easy to back down from a Scald. But another thing is, with our high speed, we're going to be outspeeding stuff like Lucario. That even with a Mega Lucario, Flareon's still going to outspeed. That even with a Jolly Nature and max investment in the speed, Mega Lucario only has 355. Choice Scarf Flareon goes straight in the 370s. Final move, you could put something like Wish on here, or you could put something like Toxic. It all just depends. On this set, I would kind of say run Toxic, just because it's a good last-ditch effort move just to poison something that you're going to die to. That with Choice Scarf, if you're going to outspeed it, but you're going to die, then you can say, okay, I'm going to poison you, so that I can take a little bit of damage off your health, and then whatever I send in next can probably kill you. Now, the reason I say don't run Wish is, even though Flareon could use Wish in certain circumstances, it doesn't really work out for this set just because our HP is so low. That Wish basically heals half of the Pokemons that used its health. So that's why it works out really good on stuff like Umbreon, that Umbreon can actually make good use of Wish. But it doesn't really work out on stuff like Flareon, because Flareon has a low base HP, so without investment, Wish isn't really a good idea. And then the next set is actually a Toxic Orb Guts set. So we see we have Protect, Wish, Flame Charge, and Facade, with the maxed out HP and speed, with the Adamant Nature, and the Toxic Orb, and the Guts. So the idea behind this one is basically, we're waiting to poison ourselves. So what we've got here is we've got Protect to basically give us that first turn of invincibility. That first turn, we're basically going to be getting that free turn to just get our poison on us and get our Guts bonus. And then we're going to have Wish there as our healing move, that with our HP being a bit higher, now we're actually going to be healing like 160, I think it's 167. So we're actually going to be healing a decent bit for not only ourselves, but whatever Pokemon comes in after us. Then we have Flame Charge. Now, the reason behind Flame Charge is with this set, we're not really going to be having a great speed, but that doesn't mean it can't become great. So with Flame Charge, what it does is basically it's a 50 base power move that not only is a good fire attacking move, that 50 base power, not bad but not great either, that it's a good physical attacking move, but it also has the 100% chance to raise your speed by one stage. So with our speed being at 229, after one Flame Charge, we're going to be hitting in the 340s, so after another one, we're going to be outspeeding almost everything. And then we have Facade. Now, Facade is really great with this Flareon set. And let me explain why. Facade, if you don't know, is a 70 base power normal move that has an added effect of if the Pokemon that used it is statused, the power of it gets doubled. And we both know that Guts also gives us a 1.5 times multiplier on our attacks if we're statused as well. Meaning Facade is going to be a 140 base power move, and Guts is going to be boosting that 140 base power, and with an attack of 326, Flareon is going to be dealing a massive amount of damage with Facade. That Facade is going to be doing a good amount of badness to a Flareon. Well, not to a Flareon, but to anything a Flareon that's poison tries to hit with it. Now, one good thing about Flareon is it doesn't have to rely on the Toxic Orb. That right now, with the current Pokemon that I see a lot of, you're going to be seeing a lot of stuff like Shuckle. That Shuckle runs Toxic. So you're going to be seeing a lot of times where Shuckle just comes in, sets up the Stealth Rock, sets up the Sticky Web, poisons you, and then Flareon just gets that poison, and it gets the Guts ability to activate, and then its attack just reaches that godly level. And then there's also stuff like Chansey. That Chansey, usually I see it running either Toxic or Thunder Wave, so there's a good chance that you'll be getting not only a possible Paralyze instead of a Poison, so you could be getting just that speed lower, which easily remedied with Flame Charge. And then the final set is actually my favorite, and it is a Curse Wish set. So with this set, we got the Rocky Helmet and Guts. We have Protect, Curse, Wish, and Flare Blitz. So with this set, we're basically being more of a tankish. So we've got the maxed out HP and special defense with the Careful Nature, and we have the 4 EVs thrown into defense, meaning we're going to be relying on that high special defense. That with our 350 in our special defense, we're going to be taking a hit from a Greninja. That a Greninja is not going to be able to take out something of 350 special defense with one Scald. that's basically going to be impossible. It's going to have to take at least 2 Scalds, or maybe 1 Scald and a Stealth Rock. Our stuff, we actually have a high base special defense, so if we don't really see something that we want to run up against and not stay in, so something like a Tyranitar or a Greninja, then we swap out. But with our high special defense, anything that we do want to fight, we can say, okay, special hits aren't going to hurt me that much, so I can not worry about them. Then we have Curse there just to raise our attack and defense. That Curse going to be boosting our attack up to a good range that we're going to be hitting in the 400s after 1 Curse. And with our defense, we're going to be getting into about, what would that be, 230 something, I believe. Then we have Wish there, kind of just to heal us up. That Wish works better than rest with this set, especially considering we don't have a Chesto Berry. So with Wish, we're basically healing up half our HP, which is going to be somewhere around 160. So we're going to be getting a good amount of health back from a Wish. And then we have Flare Blitz. Now, Flare Blitz, again, massive damage as just a raw attack. And it is also a fire type, so it's getting that bonus from stab. So it's going to be doing a lot of damage, especially after a curse. Now with this set, we've got Guts there. I didn't run Flash Fire on this set just because Guts works out a bit better. So basically with this set, you're not really going to be swapping into a move. And your opponent's probably not going to swap in a fire type against you. So you want to run Guts as kind of just taking care of stuff that's probably going to see you. That as soon as your opponent sees a curse, they're probably going to immediately throw in something that can poison you. So we're going to say, okay, I'm going to take advantage of that and prepare with the Guts so that my attack's going to be getting at 1.5 multiplier. Then we have the Rocky Helmet as that kind of damaging thing. That if our opponent hits us with a physical attack, then we get damage on them from the Rocky Helmet. And that is basically how to use Flareon. Now Flareon, I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite fire types just because not only is it an evolution, so it's adorable, but it is an extremely useful fire type. It is extremely just... it's powerful. I gotta say that. That's all I can really say about a Flareon. It is extremely powerful. For now, I'm gonna actually leave this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on in the future, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next video.